security guard shortage. Is the nature of the job making it hard to recruit new workers? The Premier on drug enforcement, what he wants police to do more of. And the Premier shuffles the deck, why he is reconfiguring cabinet ahead of Christmas.
This is CTV News with Chantel Saunders.
Good evening and welcome to a special early edition of CTV News. We begin tonight with a security situation. The Saskatchewan Health Authority is looking to hire more security guards at Saskatoon hospitals. It comes as officers are seeing more violence on the job. Laura Woodward explains.
Oh, every day, several times a day.
Multiple times a day, Senior Security Officer Chris Clark seizes a weapon from someone entering Royal University Hospital.
Switchblades, butterfly knives, bear spray.
From knives, guns, brass knuckles to even a blowtorch. Clark says violence on the job has increased dramatically since he started 35 years ago.
When I started in the department, it was stuff happened, but it didn't happen very often. And now things are happening like daily, hourly. Officers, staff, it is daily, several times a day. Somebody in our province is getting assaulted.
The Saskatchewan Health Authority has posted 14 security officer positions, 8 at Royal University Hospital and 6 at St. Paul's. 5 of those jobs appeared online Monday, just days after a man walked into St. Paul's with a sawed-off shotgun. The SHA says the postings are part of ongoing recruitment efforts and are not related to the November 27th incident, adding that recruiting security staff can be a challenge.
Nobody wants to stay and do the job for the compensation, the amount of pay that they're getting for it, when they can do less somewhere else for way more than what they're getting now.
The job postings list the pay at between $22 and $24 an hour, roughly $45,000 a year.
People are leaving faster than they can hire folks. They'll hire a group security officer within a few months. They're leaving because a lot of it comes down to compensation, working conditions.
The union says without better pay and stronger safety measures for security guards, the recruitment challenges will continue. Laura Woodward, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Premier Scott Moe is encouraging police services in Saskatchewan to crack down on drug possession, but addictions experts worry that might make the issue worse. Keenan Sorokon has more.
Speaking at a real estate conference earlier this week, Premier Scott Moe encouraged police across the province to get tough on drug possession.
And it's time now for us to engage with our enforcement leaders across the province and start taking these poisonous drugs away, because they're killing those individuals.
But experts say decades of research shows treating addictions as a criminal justice issue won't have the outcome Moe wants.
We might sweep someone into a jail cell overnight. Maybe for a small period of time, but then they're going to be right back where they started.
Fornsler has been working in substance use research for nearly 15 years and says 50 years of the war on drugs hasn't worked.
I'm not sure why our leadership is so averse to following scientific evidence and practices that have been well vetted over a period of the last 20 years.
Saskatoon Police changed its approach to drug use and personal drug possession in 2022 when federal laws reframed substance use as a health and social issue. Officers began laying possession charges with other charges like weapons offenses or trafficking, but say this new federal policy has eliminated an officer's ability to connect someone with services. Fornsler says the province needs to stop seeing drug use as a good versus bad and start seeing it as healthy and unhealthy, with proper avenues for people to seek care and safe consumption sites, as public fear rises with homelessness and drug use being more visible.
I don't understand why there's always a jail bed available immediately, but there's never a treatment bed available immediately when somebody wants to go and change their relation with substances.
Moe says the province is focused on getting people into recovery and increasing capacity.
The goal is not to hand out needles or any other drug paraphernalia and extend their life of addictions.
Saskatoon police say without a police encounter, there is nothing compelling someone to seek treatment, something that is set to change in the new year with involuntary treatment legislation. Keenan Sorokon, CTV News, Saskatoon.
A youth charged in connection to a quadruple homicide on a Saskatchewan First Nation earlier this year made his first court appearance in Regina today. RCMP say a 17-year-old boy has been arrested and charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder in relation to the deaths of 4 people found dead in a home on the Carry the Kettle First Nation on February 4th. The youth, who can't be identified due to his age, is also charged with the attempted murder of a 5th person who was at the residence at the time. 18-year-old Darius Reset and a 15-year-old boy have also been charged with 4 counts of first-degree murder in connection to the case. The youth is expected to make his next court appearance on December 19th. RCMP are investigating 3 large dogs taken from a yard in the RM of Willow Creek, north of Melfort. The dogs are a Central Asian Shepherd breed, which is uncommon, extremely valuable, and hard to come by. It's believed they were stolen sometime on December 2nd. The dogs were wearing GPS collars, are microchipped, and have identification tattoos. Anyone who knows where the dogs are is asked to contact police or Crime Stoppers. Saskatoon seeing another blast of snow today. The snowblowers were out as up to 5 centimeters was expected to fall in the Saskatoon area, with winds gusting up to 50 kilometers an hour, creating poor visibility and slippery roads. The cold is also settling in, with temperatures in the low -20s for Saturday, but things start to warm up on Sunday, with the high expected around -8. Your job is pretty much done here, Jeff.
That's what I'm thinking. It's like I could take a powder right now.
You could, but a lot of people asked me to ask you to explain this cold. Come on.
Well, the cold, it's just another Arctic outbreak. We live in Saskatchewan. This is not a shock. But, yeah, so it's a double-edged sword here. We do have that snow moving out of the area, so it looks like shoveling will be done if you've done it. But then cold Arctic air in behind it. And Chantel, there are watches and warnings out for the extreme cold that we're anticipating. And with wind chills, frostbite in minutes, and we're talking that temperatures will feel like, at times, in the -40s. We'll have more details on that later.
All right, thanks, Jeff. Premier Scott Moe making significant changes to his cabinet today, with 5 MLAs becoming ministers for the first time. MLA for Weyburn-Bengoff, Michael Uyghur, has been named the Minister of Community Safety, which is a new portfolio. Chris Beaudry, representing Kelvington-Wadena, is the Minister of Energy and Resources. Batoche MLA Darlene Rowden is the new Minister of Environment. Kim Gartner from Kindersley-Biggar is the Minister of Highways. And Canola Pelly's Sean Wilson is Minister of Sask Builds and Procurement. 3 MLAs are departing cabinet: Travis Kiesig, Daryl Harrison, and Colleen Young. David Merritt has been reassigned to the agriculture portfolio for his second time in his political career. Minister of Advanced Education Ken Cheveldayoff added labor relations and workplace safety to his portfolio. Minister of Government Relations Eric Schmalz will also handle immigration and career training, and Trade and Export Development Minister Warren Kading will now also handle the SLGA. With more on the cabinet shuffle, here is Wayne Mantika.
There were many familiar faces and a few new ones as members of the provincial cabinet filed into the ballroom of Government House. The new cabinet will be slightly larger.
We had, post the election, reduced the number of cabinet ministers down to 16 from 18. What we do today, part of what we do today is to spread out some of that workload, bring the cabinet complement back to a number that is more common, at least under our term in government of 18 cabinet ministers.
The Premier said his goal was to level out the workload.
I think allowing for all of our cabinet ministers now to have one, I would say, a little bit more balanced workload, and which will give them the opportunity to have an eye to, working on the broader strategy on, how we're positioning ourselves in each of the files as we move forward and look into the future.
The 5 new ministers are all relative newcomers to the legislature, having been elected just last year.
I'm really humbled to be in the Premier's cabinet and to have the opportunity to serve the people of Saskatchewan in this capacity.
Some felt it was too soon to talk about their new role.
Listen, I just got sworn in about 10 minutes ago, so obviously there's some work for me to do to get briefed on all these files.
One minister has gone full circle, from agriculture to highways and now back to agriculture.
I'm really honored, and it's humbling to be back in the ministry. I enjoyed it there the 6 years I was there, but for the Premier to give me this honor back is very humbling.
The Premier said he didn't want to bring in too many new faces right after the 2024 provincial election. He believes his revised cabinet will now strike a balance between experience and fresh perspectives. Wayne Mantika, CTV News, Regina.
The Saskatchewan NDP is calling attention to the provincial debt. Today in Saskatoon, Carla Beck showcased a check for $1.7 billion payable to billionaire bankers. She says it's intended to illustrate that taxpayers' money is going toward covering the provincial debt.
We are better than this. People in this province deserve better than this. This is a rich province. We don't have a revenue problem. We have a mismanagement problem. We have an 18-year-old government that has run out of ideas and frankly was never that good at managing the debt in this province.
Premier Scott Moe says the provincial government is always aiming to balance the budget. He points to Saskatchewan as the province with the lowest debt per capita. Still to come, Jeff takes a check on your entertainment options. Also, how some Saskatchewan students enlisted the help of a master chef. A class of Saskatchewan students was in the kitchen today serving up something special. As Jacob Carr reports, they had a helping hand from a master chef mentor.
Grade 6 teacher and MasterChef Canada Top 5 finisher Andres Araneda is lending his skills to some of his students at Wascana Plains School. The class is prepping pizzas for staff as part of the school's Kindness Storm program.
Every class is responsible to kind of organize some sort of a fundraiser that helps some sort of an organization around town.
Arenada's class will be donating all of the proceeds from their pizza sales to Sophia House, which provides long-term homes for women and children fleeing domestic violence. Yasmina Nachle, now in grade 8, has fond recollections of taking part in the pie-making process when she was in grade 6.
It's like it's just so many core memories. It's just something I know I'm going to remember for so many years to come, and they're just so lucky.
Prentice Bunce, who is currently in Arenada's class, also feels fortunate to be learning the intricacies of pizza making with a chef of her teacher's caliber.
It's amazing because now we can learn everything that he did on MasterChef Canada. It's going to be fun.
Araneda says seeing his students flourish in the kitchen and then take those skills home to their families is what makes his job so rewarding.
It's been really inspiring for me just seeing them going home and actually cooking things, and I'll get emails sometimes from parents and they're showing me what their kids made over the weekend, and to me that's like one of the coolest things ever.
The perfectly sculpted pizzas will be dished out to school staff on Friday. The pint-sized chefs are also looking forward to tasting their own creations.
Yes, very much. Everybody's waiting for that day.
A kindness storm creating a snowball effect, helping those in need one slice at a time. Jacob Carr, CTV News, Regina.
Coming up, Jeff is in with the forecast. Is a warm-up still in store? And he checks out the social scene in the Saskatoon area.
Alrighty, let's take a look at our live lens of Skycam, and as you can see, a little overcast, but we are not snowing right now. What we are is getting colder. We are definitely getting colder as we take a look at our satellite and radar shot here. So the bulk of the snow has moved off to Manitoba, maybe a little skiff coming through. They might see a little bit more snow tomorrow down in southwestern Saskatchewan, but the rest of the province, the Arctic air is going to be the big deal of the day. Currently, it is -21 right across the board in Saskatoon, Prince Albert, and the Battlefords, and with these west-northwesterly winds at these speeds, it feels like it's in the -30s. On to our hotspot, or the Saskatoon Almanac, -12 degrees. That was our temperature after midnight, the temperatures have been dropping throughout the day, so our current temperature is our 24-hour low. -8 is typical for this time of year. 7 is the record warm temperature from 1939, the record cold temperature -39 from 1902, and the sun went down at 4:54. All right, East End was the hot spot at 4 degrees. Uranium City, the cold spot at -28. Currently, it is -24 in Lloydminster, -22 in Swift Current, -18 in Regina and Yorkton, and -13 in Estevan. Into central parts of the province, temperatures ranging from -18 degrees in Hudson Bay down to -24. That's in Waskesiu, but many locations are in the low -20s right now. On to northern areas, again, cold temperatures in the -20s. It's as cold as -27 right now in Key Lake. And down south, we have -20 degree temperatures towards the western side of the province. Temperatures warm up to -14 in Carlisle, -17 in Broadview, -18 in Melville. It's also -16 in Coronach and -17 in Weyburn. So the futurecast indicating that snow moving through Manitoba into Ontario and sort of wringing itself out. And then another system looks like it's going to impact Alberta more than Saskatchewan, but southwestern Saskatchewan will likely see some flurries. So around the province we go for tomorrow. Temperatures in the -26, -27 degree range for northern Saskatchewan under mainly cloudy or cloudy skies. A mix of sky conditions for west central Saskatchewan with temperatures in the low to mid -20s, -18 for Maple Creek with the possibility of flurries, but then temperatures of around -22 for Leader Outlook and Swift Current under cloudy or mainly cloudy skies. Similar sky conditions with similar temperature patterns for southeastern Saskatchewan, and temperatures a little colder in parts of east central Saskatchewan. Again, a mix of sky conditions, but the big deal is going to be the cold Arctic air. Risk of frostbite with temperatures of -30 overnight. Will be feeling closer to -40 in some places. -27 tomorrow for the Battlefords, and then slowly warming up to -4 on Monday, -8, not too bad on Tuesday. Prince Albert area, -27 degrees. A risk of frostbite overnight into tomorrow. -26 on Saturday with mainly sunny skies, but a nice warming trend as we get to -7 on Monday, -8 on Tuesday, but starting to cool off again starting on Wednesday. And Saskatoon, -29 overnight with a risk of frostbite. Yes, it will feel like it's in the -40s at times, and it will feel like -37 mid-afternoon tomorrow with that temperature of -26, -22 on Saturday. But look at that, -3 on Monday, and that is about 6 degrees above seasonal. The 13th annual Saskatoon Food Bank Piano Fest, Part 2, is on Friday between 4 and 7 at the basement. Your entrance fee is a food or cash donation. Dancing Sky Theatre's family-friendly comedy, Frankenpanto, is on stage in Meacham until December 21st.
I would be happy just to hold the hands I love.
Eileen Laverty and her band present Angels in the Snow. It's a night of original songs and some holiday tunes, Friday at the Broadway Theatre. Bluesman Nigel Mack is coming home to Saskatoon for a series of shows, Tuesday and Wednesday at Bud's on Broadway, and Friday at the Basement with his Big Blues Attack. Donnie Peranto and his band are the special guests at GTNT's Holiday Cabaret, Wednesday and Thursday at the Broadway Theatre. Thursday, December 18th, Bud's on Broadway welcomes Hard to Handle.
I can't find my underwear! Oh no!
Saskatoon Soap's improv comedy leaps into the die-hard Christmas movie debate with Miracle at Nakatomi Plaza, Friday, December 19th. Fireside Singers Christmas Memories returns to TCU Place for another year, December 19th and 20th. All right, time for the rural forecast. And yeah, it's cold. Minus 26 degrees for Meadow Lake tomorrow, minus 27 for Lloydminster. And again, even with a light wind, these temperatures that are in the high minus 20s are going to feel like they're in the minus 30s for daytime highs. Minus 22 for Hudson Bay on Friday, minus 24 for Wynyard. Down south, does it warm up?
Not really. Minus 18 in Maple Creek, minus 19 in East End, Cypress Hills. And as we make our way towards the eastern side of the province, temperatures are in the low to mid minus 20s. So yes, a cold day in store on Friday. And that includes Etonia, minus 25 degrees. It feels like minus 31 tomorrow. And hey, don't forget, old-fashioned Christmas gets underway at 2:30 on Saturday afternoon in Etonia. So many things going on. I'll tell you more about them tomorrow. But ultimately, it'll be a great time. You just got to bundle up if you're going to be outdoors. And Etonia is where internet plans of up to 1 gig are available from SaskTel.
The World Health Organization's Vaccine Safety Committee says new reviews of scientific evidence found no link between vaccines and autism spectrum disorder. The data reaffirms conclusions reached on the topic more than 2 decades ago. Last month, U.S. Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. said he instructed the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention to change its long-standing position that vaccines do not cause autism. The WHO committee says a causal link between vaccines and health outcomes is considered only when several high-quality studies consistently show a statistical association. Doctors in Quebec may have a new deal. The Quebec Doctors Federation says it has reached an agreement in principle with the province. Quebec's Federation of General Practitioners confirming the agreement on social media. The two sides have been deadlocked over Bill 2, a controversial piece of legislation that changes how doctors are paid. The provincial government has not released any details of the agreement, but it does plan to table a bill to delay implementation until February 28th.
Brought to you by Saskatchewan Union of Nurses. Thank you to Saskatchewan's 11,000 registered nurses.
Well, Time has unveiled its 2025 Person of the Year.
Is it you?
Sorry, no, it's not me. It's not you either. I'm so sorry. The magazine has named architects of AI as this year's recipients. Officials at Time say this year was when artificial intelligence became a dominant part of the everyday life, affecting everything from the economy to schooling. The edition of the magazine will have 2 covers. One has the letters under construction. The second features tech titans, including Mark Zuckerberg and Elon Musk. So interesting. It's always an interesting choice, right?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yes. Maybe next year.
Maybe. That's right. That's right. Maybe next year. Hey, well, the here and now, please be careful. It's very cold out there and will continue to be cold for a couple more days.
All right. Stay with us. CTV National News is next.